I don't even know these people. I mean, the only reason why I know that somebody was doing all of this because somebody put my government name in the chat, and then and so somebody screenshotted and sent it to me, and I'm like, well, who is this person? I don't even know who this person is. But baby, these people are so hateful, and they're so wicked, and they're so vindictive that they will do stuff like that. And here you are. I have never been to anybody's house and took money from them. I have never physically dealt with anyone on these YouTube streets like that. I have not taken any money from nobody's mouth. I haven't done any of these things. The only thing that I've done is come up and done comedy and made people laugh and roasted and gagged on here and moved on. With the exception of the Tracy situation. And again, I didn't go on Tracy's house and knock on her door. I drove by Tracy's place on a public road. Can't even tell you where Tracy lived. And I'm not going into that. But
gang in there. People who are, in my opinion, overly territorial and hyper-protective of their own tribe. But in many ways are neither of those things, because the ones who are here complaining about people from these other sectors coming into their beef sector territory, they are the same ones who are welcoming of the strangers. How? How are they welcoming of the strangers? Well, it's a few different ways, but the main way is by their refusal to keep their mouths shut about the outsiders. They go to the panels and chat rooms of the strangers. They donate to the outsiders and will even host the foreigners on their own channels. They will do any number of the things that I just cited. Some of the complainers have done all of the things that I cited, and yet they complain anyway. And some of them would try to exclude themselves from certain things just so they can blame other people. They'll say, oh, you don't see me on their panels. No, but I've seen them on your panel. Or you don't see them in my chat rooms. No, but I've seen you in their chat rooms. You know, they'll try to find something that oh, you don't see me doing that. No, but I've seen you do this, that, and the other thing though. But in my opinion, the biggest contributor to what they claim is a problem for them is their refusal to keep their mouths shut about the immigrants. And like I say from time to time, conversation is currency. Just can't shut up. Just can't do it. Can't keep that mouth closed. And really, some of the things I've called them and some of the things that the beef sector folks have called the intruders may not even fit. Outsiders, intruders, immigrants, foreigners, or whatever might not even be fitting because they have been welcomed into the beef sector. And welcomed in many ways, like in some of the ways that I cited. Visiting their panels and chat rooms and comment boards, talking about them, donating to them.
I'm tired of these people trying to come over here and trying to do all of this and this and the third. So I'm going to go ahead. I got to stop being nice to folks.
Hosting them. Sharing their videos on beef sector community tabs and all the rest of the things. Those are things, the things that I've talked about that I cited so far are things that are welcoming the migrants.
Who the fuck let all these niggas in my fucking body? Oh, that's gang now. Y'all better give me stock.
And listen, conversation is currency. Talking about what goes on in these non-beef sectors welcomes who you are saying should be unwelcomed. And it also contributes to the overall conflicts. Right? They hear you talking about it. When they hear beef sector talking about them, they talk back. Meanwhile, when something happens like what's going on now with a dude named the most hated blogger who's been attacking all of the people in the beef sector, they'll start blaming each other for bringing in the infiltrators and outsiders. And it's just the most hated blogger's turn right now, but I've seen the blame game in the beef sector 100 times. 100 times, when really it's the fault of all of them. Especially, well, I shouldn't say especially because all of it contributes, but you know, especially it's the fault of all of them, especially the ones who can't shut up about these people in other sectors, in spheres, in spaces. Can't shut up. All of them who be blaming each other are the same ones that contribute to the outsiders coming through. I have seen none of the complainers just mind beef sector business exclusively. All of the complainers, they sound happy to finally have something to talk about other than each other. That's a factor too. They seem happy about it. And if they're not happy about it, then they have a very odd way of showing it.
Train hard, fight harder.
Another thing that contributes to the outsiders that they complain about is that this dude's on here that's really just now hearing about the beef sector, and they can see, like I can, they can see that it's a female-dominated place. And the beef sector is a gay-friendly sector. It's a gay-safe zone. But with all them chicks over there, yeah, dudes is gonna be coming around sniffing asses. Yeah, of course, you know, seeing how many of them in heat. And what you think gonna happen when they hear about this, a lot of chicks somewhere? What you think gonna happen? And a lot of the chicks over there got their tails raised straight up into the air, pointed towards the heavens.
Meow, meow, meow. Rah. Yes, 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 yes.
Excited to find out that there are still dudes on Earth that want to fuck them. Because, you know, the females from over there, they've been around them gay dudes for years, and they know them gay dudes are not the least bit interested in no vagina. So, yeah, the chicks over there is happy to see some dudes over there trying to get them.
Fire, fire, fire. Hee-haw, yes, you got me feeling like a cowgirl. Let me read it, huh? Hee-haw, yes, you got me feeling like a cowgirl. Let me read it, huh? I love to be a cowgirl.
Now, let me go here, because this is another part of it. Let me run through a few things. And these things are not, these things are not exclusive to the beef sector. It's, it's all over YouTube, not just the beef sector, but I am talking about the beef sector right now, okay? Talking about the beef sector. Now, flagging each other's channels, calling each other's jobs, attempting to get people fired, and on occasion, being successful at getting people fired. Contacting each other's relatives who have nothing to do with YouTube. Contacting each other's former mates. I've heard a few exes be contacted on here, and they don't be having nothing to do with YouTube. Character assassination that goes on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year, every year. Going to each other's houses is another one. Jay Wilson, who was into it with Tracy at the time, drove himself in a car full of other people that didn't like Tracy past her house. And he ain't the only one who does that. Other people have showed up to other people's houses too. Hey, blood. Calling each other's property owners and property managers or landlords, trying to get people put out of their apartments or houses that they may be renting. Calling animal control, trying to get people's pets taken away. Calling CPS, trying to get people's kids taken away. Writing bad reviews on people's businesses if they're selling books or wigs or whatever, trying to destroy each other's businesses. Calling the cops on people doing what they call welfare checks that could possibly end in the death of someone. Stealing from each other through the various scams that I've seen going on.
Slay, huh? Cash, cash. Grab, grab, grab. Cash, direito de votação. No.
Trying to get people's foster parent licenses revoked and their foster children taken away via false allegations of child molestation and other forms of child abuse. Trying to get each other arrested and was successful on at least 2 occasions that I'm aware of. Yeah, in jail. 2 of them don't been locked up. There's been a countless amount of filing court papers on each other, and on a few occasions, there has been people who have actually had to appear in front of a judge. Trying to get each other kicked off of welfare or Social Security, and on one occasion that I know of, it was actually successful. More. Constant threats of physical violence towards each other. And on one occasion that I'm aware of, there was an actual physical altercation in person. Now imagine this with me. Imagine this. Say me and you got a problem with each other on here. We got a problem. We don't like each other. And you come on here on YouTube like you usually do, maybe every day. You come on here and you see you on my channel coming out of a food place. I think Brianna said she was getting a turkey wing dinner or something like that. But it's you. Remember, me and you got a problem. You look on my channel and you see you coming out of the place getting you something to eat. Because somebody from YouTube spotted you, records you, then sends it to me because they know both of us and they know that I don't like you. And that actually happened. Imagine that.
Ice cream so good. Gang, gang. Hey.
You ain't know you was being recorded. You ain't know you was being recorded till you looked up and saw it on my channel. And I bring up those things because they do all of this stuff to each other, all while still expecting loyalty from a sector that has proven to be hazardous. They will even question and gang up on people who will go to outsiders and tell them stuff about beef sector business. Then will turn right back around and do the same thing that they were just ganging up on somebody for doing. Right? And what's in the head? Listen, this is a question. What's in the heads of people that would expect loyalty from people that they've tried to destroy? What's wrong with them? And that's why this is called gang in there. Because the things I'm talking about, this is what goes on in gangs and in mafias. Expecting loyalty among thieves and murderers. But you better not betray us. Even though you know we're no good, you better stay loyal. Another reason I brought these things up about, going to court and trying to get each other evicted and all that other stuff I mentioned is because of the way of the beef sector, is because the beef sector complainers, it's how they describe the people from other sectors. That's what really be getting my attention. Yeah, that's the main thing that be getting my attention. The way they describe people, they would describe people from other sectors, they'll be like, yeah, y'all bringing the rats and roaches over here into the beef sector. Y'all bringing the snakes and the vipers and the lowlives over here into the beef sector. And y'all bringing the ex-convicts over here into the beef sector. And I'm like, what? Niggas in the beef sector got all kind of arrest records on them. Been had them. You been had convicts over there and the rest of that stuff. Talking as if rats and roaches didn't exist before this, these infusions of the sectors. As if before the beef sector was a space filled with peace and tranquility and filled with sweet, wholesome goodness. What's wrong with them?
Ice cream so good. Gang, gang. Hey.
So the beef sector been dangerous. Dangerous for a long time. Been that way.
Chaos at a normally quiet place. A man in a fit of rage at a Dallas library. That library is in cleanup mode this evening, but damage will set the branch back more than $10,000.
The video cuts off before he destroys this monitor. That man is 27-year-old Marquise Wiley. Officers arrested the man shortly after he walked out of the building.
That's Wiley from the beef sector. And whoever listening and whoever don't know, there's a dude from the beef sector named Wiley. And that was him tearing up public property, destroying the shit out of a library. But it's the other sectors who got the rats and roaches, they say. But the ones who complain about outsiders, listening to them talk, I mean, you would think that everybody used to get along and lived happily ever after once upon a time. Listening to them, they'll paint a false image of how things wasn't already out of control. As if it wasn't that bad until the migrants started coming around. Like people who was talking about the immigrant, I know some of y'all know this story. People who was talking about the immigrants who beat up that cop, as if cops wasn't getting beat up in this country every day before there was this invasion we see going on with the border stuff. It's been dangerous in the beef sector. And yeah, you could say, look at the immigrants, look what the immigrants are doing and everything to the police. And yeah, you could do that, but you can't be talking like that didn't start happening until they start coming over here. You can't do that. But this is what the beef sector do with all the stuff that's going on. They'll pretend like the stuff is like brand new to them or something. Oh, damn. And the doxing. How on earth did I almost forget to cite that? But the doxing and other hazardous things are not, they're not isolated incidents. No, it's standard practice. Those things are a big part of the overall culture itself in the beef sector. Bathing in each other's blood is the fabric that holds the beef sector together. So I don't understand all of this blaming outsiders. You even put out naked pictures of each other on your community tabs. One lady was put on probation for that. Naked ass. I saw it. Both of the chicks. 2 different chicks. Naked asses on the community tab. But it's the other sectors that are toxic. Naked ass. Like what happened with the lady chat rep. I forget the name of the lady whose community tab it was on. But I don't know if chat rep was getting in the bed or out of the bed, but legs wide open, no panties on. I saw up in the hole. I'm not just talking about the front with the hair and everything. No, I saw the hole. It was a hole and I saw it. Somebody took a little snapshot. I don't know if she was getting in the bed, out of the bed, whatever. Legs wide open, no panties on. I saw up in the hole. There was a hole there. But it's the other sectors that are contaminating the beef sector. What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
You really on that?
You retarded, boy?
Why you mad?
You retarded again?
Why you mad?
Hey, come on, folks.